Take a deep breath, guys. Don't panic. I have my cup of tea here with me, and I just wanted to start by saying well done for getting through yesterday, because I know yesterday was a very hard day in the market, and that is what it's all about, guys. You have to be able to stomach volatility in order to stay in the stock market. It's not for the weak-hearted at all. Now, moving forward, there is a lot to talk about, so be sure to like and subscribe if you do find any value in this video. I just want to have some live chats with you guys. We are going through a little bit of a correction as of the last 24 hours, so I just wanted to let you guys know that it's nothing to panic about. This is so normal. The markets sometimes do see red days, and again, we do have stimulus coming out in March, so I do think that the stock market is going to go up. Again, I don't have a crystal ball. No one knows what is going to happen, but as investors, I think it's really important that we take advantage of situations like this, and this is the times that we should actually be most excited, because when there are red days in the market, that's when we can get our favourite stocks on sale. And this is why I've been saying on my channel since I started at the beginning of this year, I've always stressed about how important it is to have diversification inside your portfolio, because if I was to put 100% of my wealth into a stock like Workhorse, for example, and again, we've spoken about Workhorse many times on this channel. Yesterday, unfortunately, Workhorse did get hit hard. Not only did it see a slight correction with all of the pullbacks in the EV and solar space, but again, it did actually lose that UPS contract, which a lot of people had been hyping up. So that has shaken out the trees, I believe, of all those investors that did not believe in the Workhorse stock. Right now, Workhorse is sitting around about $16 to $20, but I think it's really important to take a deep breath and remind ourselves why we originally invest in the markets. If we do have too much risk and we are seeing too much volatility and our portfolios are completely red, then again, take a step back. Don't look at your phone for a few days, let the market settle, because I believe that a lot of this has been caused due to inflation announcements in the US. As inflation does start to catch up with the stock market, we usually do see a pullback in prices. And guys, there has been a recent announcement with inflation that some rates may change over the next 12 months, but it is a long way off. But the markets like to react, and they obviously always make things very dramatic, which as investors can shake us up. So that's why it's so important to have diversification, obviously to allocate and know and set targets of when you're going to take profits. I myself have actually learned a lot even from the last few days in the markets. I think it's so important to always continually learn, to never stop learning, because that is when you are going to set off as second best. If you are continually active with your brain in the stock market particularly, then you are only going to grow as a person and also as an investor, and that is really important. So what I'm going to do moving forward, if the fundamentals haven't changed in a business, especially in a penny stock, I will start to gradually take out those profits, so that when I get to 100% up in my position, I would actually take out my original investment. So on days like today, when I have in fact seen a pullback, I would never have to worry, because I would only be playing with house money. And guys, it does take days like today for us sometimes to realize as investors what we are going to do in order to correct and protect ourselves when we do see corrections in the markets. Now, I am not too worried. Again, like I said, I do talk about a lot of different stocks on this channel for a reason, and that is obviously to give you guys as much information as possible in a lot of the stocks that I'm watching, so you guys can know where I'm putting my money, so that I'm well spread out and that I'm diversified. And we did see a big sell-off in the EV space, but we also saw a huge bounce back straight away. So that goes to tell you again that obviously there was a lot of FOMO in the markets. People were panicking. Remember why you've invested. Did the fundamentals of a particular company change yesterday? Did, say, NEO go bankrupt? Did they take out any extra loans? Did anything happen? No, it didn't at all. None of those fundamentals have changed. So that is why I'm continuing to stay invested in the markets. It has been proven, guys, over time that time in the markets is better than trying to time the markets. If you are trying to predict a stock market crash, unfortunately, you will probably lose money over time by not being invested and waiting on those days to happen, because time in the market, like I said, has always been proven to be more profitable as a long-term investor. So that's why I always like to give you guys a heads up as what I'm doing on this channel and why I have been spreading my wealth into many different sectors. If we do go into my computer, we will see over some of the charts, some of the stocks that I have been watching during this time, and again what I am doing with my money. So I hope that you guys do find this video useful. I hope that you find something comfortable to rely into. Again, make sure to get your cup of tea, have a sip enjoy your cup of tea today, or a cup of coffee or beer or whatever beverage it is that you like to have. If you are looking at your portfolio, don't panic and don't get FOMO, because the fundamentals have not changed. We do have stimulus coming out at the beginning of March, and I do believe that we are going to be back on track. And again, once we do see a big shake in those trees, we are only predicted to have an increase in the S&P 500 this year, as from banks such as JP Morgan. Again, we do have targets reaching over 4,000. So I believe that this is just a temperamental thing. There are always going to be volatile days in the market, and that's going to shake out those weak investors. So if you can't stomach volatility, guys, and you can't sleep at night, then maybe your risk tolerance for some of the stocks that you have is too high. But know that we are reassured with green days, and red days are normal part of the market. So let's dive into my computer, but I will have a sip of my cup of tea first after that to let you guys know, take a deep breath, don't panic. Red is sale days, they are normal, and again, that is where we are allowed to use that dry powder we keep on the side to capitalize on those investments long term. It's good. And my cup of tea does say, let your dreams set sail. I don't know if you guys can see that. And it is worth noting, guys, that some stocks yesterday barely moved at all. And a lot of the stocks I have been talking about on my channel, stocks like Open Door, for example, they only saw about a 3 or 4% correction. So guys, I am heavily invested in Open Door. As you guys know, it is one of my favorite plays right now. So again, we will talk more about this later on in the video. Let's dive into my computer. So up on my screen, we do have Tesla, and we did actually reach lows of about $600 yesterday, and ARK did buy up that dip pretty nice. Guys, they've been buying over 150 million worth of Tesla around that $600 to $700 range. So that just goes to show you how these big institutions are still heavily invested and continue to buy in on any dips, which is why I always say buy the dips, because it's something that I've had to learn through experience and not panic sell, because that is what has made me a better investor. You can see that we were oversold on the RSI. We dipped below 200 on the SMA. So I really don't think that these prices are going to last. Again, this was just a shake off in the markets. And that is why it's nice always to find these dips, have that extra bit of dry powder, so that when you see plays like this, then you're going to be kicking yourself in a year going, oh my gosh, I wish I bought Tesla when it was down at 600, because now it's all the way up at 1,000 and we're in 2022, for example, because I believe that Tesla do have the #1 spot in EV. Guys, they could potentially be the leader moving forward, and they are definitely setting themselves up for that level of success. Now, I'm going to go on to some of my other stock picks right now that I do see a lot of interest in buying. We can see that Open Door, again, one of my other favorite plays, did actually test down yesterday onto the 30 on the RSI. We dipped down below that 200 on the SMA, so this would have been a really good buying opportunity once we did find a bottom. Now that we know that the markets are kind of stabilizing today and they are not having a further sell-off below these prices, I believe that we are finding a level of support around this area. Now, Open Door could easily be a $40 or $50 stock, in my opinion, by the end of the year. So this has a lot of upside, guys. This is going to be a 2x position for me in my portfolio. I think this is just going to be easy money. ARK also continued to buy up. They even bought more on this dip yesterday as well. And that is why I do love this going forward. They are in competition with Zillow, and Zillow, guys, are a much higher priced company. I still think that Open Door are not priced correctly. So that is one that I'm watching right now on the markets. And if we do have any further pullbacks, then I would like to add into my position. Now, CCIV, I do think are a long way off any catalysts. Again, all of their future growth is projected over the next couple of years. Now, will they be the leader in this industry? I really don't know. And a lot of people have been asking, what are you doing with your CCIV? I've been invested since it was around that $12 range. So it has had a big run up. I think what's going to happen, guys, is we are going to see a lot of consolidation around this area. And I don't think we are going to see highs again for quite some time. So if you haven't established a position in CCIV, once this does level out over the next week or two, then I think if we can get this while the RSI is down at around that 30 level and around that 100 on the SMA, then this could be a nice place for entry. But moving forward, ultimately, there is still a lot of risk with these companies because they do have to establish quite a lot, and it is very early stages, guys. You guys know I'm extremely bullish on ALPP. Again, we did actually touch down onto that 100 on the SMA, and we almost hit that 30 on the RSI. So right now, this is telling me that ALPP is in a nice range of consolidation. We have found support when I don't think we are going to see those lows of below $4.50 to $5 again. I think once this does get uplisted to NASDAQ, because that is their plan, this is going to push up into the double range. So this is a stock that I'm using some of my dry powder on around this area. But who knows if we are going to see any further pullbacks and drawdowns in these prices. Again, I do think that with stimulus coming, as I have spoken about in the beginning of this video, that is going to allow us to capitalize and actually have a further push in the S&P 500 moving forward. But again, stocks do move up and down. They don't only go up. So always know that when you are going to invest in a company, guys, make sure that you are making sure that you're diversifying into different segments of the stock market. I'm not worried about my NEO position, guys. NEO is one of the top holdings again in my portfolio moving forward. And at these prices, I think that this is a steal. Guys, we've got earnings coming out in literally less than a week. And I think that we are going to see a big push in that NEO share price, regardless of what noise the markets are creating. I think Wall Street are going to start to finally pick up on the fact that NEO has extreme potential. They are in China and they are going to be one of the leaders moving forward. So I'm not worried about this short-term noise of selling. And I'm not worried that we did hit these lows of $40. In fact, I was buying the dips yesterday with that dry powder that I did have left. So that is, again, just to let you know what it was that I was doing. I just wish I had some more dry powder, but unfortunately I am heavily invested at the minute, and I will start to take those profits once I do see upsides of 25 to 50% in my portfolio. I will start to take out some profits along the way, so that by the time I am up 100%, I can actually allocate my full position by taking out my original investment and leaving the rest to run as profits at the expense of no risk. And we've got Pacific Bioscience, guys, which is ticker symbol PACB. Guys, this was on an absolute tear yesterday. We had lows of about $30. This is a huge sale. This was actually hitting about $55 almost, and that was about a week and a half ago. And that's because they absolutely destroyed their earnings, which you can see right down there on my screen. We are overextended and we almost touched that 30 on the RSI. So this would have been a really nice place to actually start to purchase those shares of PACB moving forward, because again, this is going to be a multi-bag money stock in my opinion. This is my top 5 holdings, and I do love the fact that ARK Invest are also heavily invested in the genomic sector, and this is one of their top plays moving forward. I've watched a lot of interviews on why they're so bullish on PAC Bioscience, and if you do want more information, then be sure to check out a video that I will link above, because I did do a full breakdown on this stock moving forward and why I'm so bullish on them. My Romeo power play, ticker symbol RMO, guys, has bottomed out at around that $12.80 mark. So that is exactly where JP Morgan had set a sell target for it. Guys, I think this stock is heavily shorted right now, and it is only a matter of time until this stock does rebound. We are completely oversold on the RSI, and I do think that over the next week or two, we are going to start to see some more catalysts towards this earning, and then we can start to take our profits once again we do hit that price target of anywhere between $20 and $24 moving into the next couple of weeks ahead. So I'm excited for this stock in my portfolio, and I think this is going to be a lovely play once we do have that turnaround. And I don't want to make this video too long for you guys, because otherwise you will be here all day, and I don't like making videos that are more than about 15 minutes, which is why I tend to keep my videos at 10 minutes. But we do have a really nice share price on GNOG right now. I'm going to continue to add to my position of GNOG, because Golden Nugget Online Gaming is probably one of the most undervalued stocks in the stock market right now. It's in all the way at about $15. This is absolutely ridiculous. This play is going to be a multi-bag stock, in my opinion, moving forward once we do see more legalization and the rollout of these vaccines continue. And we've also got stocks like DraftKings, guys, which are down from their all-time highs by about 5 to 6%. And again, yesterday we did actually touch that 200 on the SMA. You can see that we fully rebounded, and again now we are sitting around that $59 range. So that's why it's really nice to actually catch these dips, guys, because again, if you had that dry powder on the side, then you could have potentially made a nice profit right now of about 10% on the plays just since yesterday alone. So I'm going to start to leave about an allocation of 25% cash on the sidelines, so that when days like yesterday do happen, moving forward, I will be able to capitalize on it as much as possible. That is just a lesson that I learned. I hope you guys did find some value in this video. So if you guys did find this useful, then do be sure to join us on this journey by hitting that big red subscribe button below, and also by hitting that big like button. I hope you guys have a fantastic week ahead. Stay safe. keep positive, keep that thinking hat on. You are going to be okay. We're all going to survive this time, and again, it is just a blip in the markets. This does happen from time to time. So again, keep that positive mindset, and I'll see you guys back on my channel for more content on investing soon. Peace.